Welcome to Hope Happenings. This show is made possible by Channel 3 and the Hope Center. This month we want to focus on our annual fall banquet, corporate sponsors, and silent auction donations.
We are excited to be entering our 18th years of service in Fayette County and surrounding counties, and we're excited to host our 14th annual banquet this year. The annual Celebration of Life banquet is a time to personally invite individuals to attend and allow them to hear personal testimonies from clients and see the growth of the center. This banquet is a fundraising banquet that helps us raise money to help support our Parenting with Hope programs. The money given at the banquet will help supply our budget for 2016. If you would be interested in attending the banquet, please call the Hope Center at 825-1244. Seats are limited with invitations given by table host.
By providing pregnancy tests, ultrasounds, sexually transmitted disease testing, and now Cradles Child Care, we continue to make an impact on our community. Most importantly, we share the love of Christ through the creation of life, and we are thankful that we have been able to assist those in need.
The banquet will be held at the Miller Building again this year. We will also be having our silent auction again this year. If you would like to donate an item, please call us at 825-1244. I know many of you quilt, and these items would be perfect to donate. We're also going to tease you with just a few items that will be available for you to bid on. Easy for me to say. Some of the items that we have are a 46-inch flat screen LCD Samsung TV, Calphalon Unison nonstick skillet, a Pandora bracelet. I'm super excited about that. Colts merchandise plus 2 tickets, 2 black stadium chairs, 2 IU gift baskets, a wine and pasta basket, a Hope painting by Claudia Banks, a large sleigh Christmas basket, and 2 Richmond Symphony Orchestra tickets. We will also have fine jewelry, gift cards, electronics, and so much more. But we do have to keep some things to surprise you with.
I'm excited about all those items you mentioned, but I'm really excited about the ones you didn't.
Right.
Banquet sponsorships are vital to the success of the banquet. Corporate and individual sponsors are both welcome. All sponsorship monies go to the financial support of the Hope Center and serving our clients. Coming up, we have Paul and Joyce Navi that will join us in studio, and they will share their perspective about the banquet.
The Hope Center is always looking for new partners. If there is a particular area of the center that touches your heart, that's where you should donate your time, talent, and treasure. $25 sponsors an individual through our Healing Hearts Grief Support program. $45 sponsors an ultrasound scan for a mother. $90 sponsors 1 week of child care for a single mom. $175 sponsors one woman to go through all programs from pregnancy to birth. $500 sponsors our budget for 1 day. Any gift given could be the catalyst that saves an unborn life. Please call the center at 825-1244 or visit our website at hopecenterconnersville.com and click on Donate.
Welcome, Paul and Joyce, to Hope Happenings. I'm so glad that you were able to join us today. We want you to share a little bit about your involvement in the Hope Center and what you do to participate at the Hope Center. So can you share a little bit about your involvement?
Well, starting off, Joyce and I have been involved with the pro-life movement probably for close to 40 years now, previously in Indianapolis, and then we moved back to Connersville, which is my hometown, about 12, 13 years ago, and we wanted to get involved in something here. And so the Hope Center was one of the things that we looked at, and really glad we did. So we've been involved in the Hope Center ever since here.
That's wonderful. And the pro-life movement, you travel with that, don't you? And you go to Washington, D.C. in March. And
yes, we've been to the March for Life there 2 years in a row.
That's wonderful.
It's really awesome.
That's wonderful. So what's your involvement now with the Hope Center?
Well, presently, after I got off the board about 3 years ago, I decided I wanted to stay involved at the Hope Center in some way. So right now I'm serving as chairman of the banquet planning committee, and I've been doing that for the past 3 years. So that's been enjoyable, helping put the banquet together. So with the time I was on the board, helping put them together, and then since then, it's probably about 10 banquets now that I've helped put together. So
Wow, that's wonderful.
I've enjoyed it.
And Joyce, what's your involvement here at the Hope Center?
Well, first of all, my sister-in-law used to work here. She was one of the ones that started the Hope Pregnancy Center. And they would have us down for banquets when they were doing the banquets. And so that piqued my interest. But after, excuse me, after I retired, I wanted to do something to help others, and started with Birthline, which is the Catholic Charities in Indianapolis, and did the same thing I do now, make layettes and work with the clothing and things that come in. So it was just sort of a natural progression after we moved here that I started, and really enjoy it. Have 2 wonderful workers, and we stay quite busy. So it's been 11 years now.
So both of you have been able to enjoy being at the center and seeing the changes that have been taking place throughout all of the years. There's always something growing and moving at the center, and now we have the baby boutique, and so you take care of helping make sure that
Right.
has clothing in there for our clients so that they can come and shop. So it's a wonderful. Wonderful the volunteers that come and support the Hope Center and work and participate. Now, you were talking a little bit about the banquet, and I know that you've spent many years helping plan our annual Celebration of Life banquet. What do you enjoy most about the banquet?
Well, first of all, everybody needs to know it is a fundraising banquet, which is necessary for the Hope Center to continue to operate every year. So we depend on that money very much. That comes in every year. And I think one of the things is it's kind of a challenge to see how much money we can raise each year. And hopefully about every year, I think we've continued to increase that amount that we brought in at the banquet, which is a real satisfying thing to do. And I think also we have a lot of repeat people coming back to the banquet year after year, big supporters of the banquet and the Hope Center. But so it's nice to see them come back, but it's also nice to see new people come and learn about the Hope Center and help support us too. So, because you always need the new people getting on board all the time.
Yes, we do. And
I like the silent auction.
oh yes, the silent auction is a lot of fun.
It's fun to try to
Yes.
outbid someone.
Yes, it is.
I think he likes making his garden bench the most
Yes,
for the auction.
I know that is one that a lot of people go for at the banquet and try to outbid each other for the bench.
Right.
Yeah, your mother bought it last year, I know.
She did, and she wanted that and made sure she was going to get it. So
We always have lovely items, so I hope people will avail themselves of that this year.
yes, and our banquet is October 15th this fall, and we're really excited about it. We are still looking for corporate sponsorships
Yes.
and also table host, and we'd love to invite you to the banquet as well. So we're really excited about it, and we are very excited about you being a part of the Hope Center as well. I know that you have such a passion for the Hope Center, and you talked a little bit about that. Where does that come from, and how would you encourage others to be a part of the Hope Center here in Fayette County?
Well, for myself, I would say I was born to help other people, I think. And I've always been doing that all the way from when I got out of college. I joined the Peace Corps and served in South America for 2 years. So I've always been involved in service somehow to other people, helping other people less fortunate than Joyce and I. We're very fortunate to be in the position we are to help other people. So I think it goes way back in my life anyway. And
There is just such a need. People are in such dire straits anymore, and to give of yourself and your time, I think, is very important. And if people are looking to do something, I think they need to pray about it, because there's so many different areas they can help with the Hope Center, whether it's as a receptionist or an advocate, or helping me with material aids, or just donating and prayers. But there's always a way to help, and there is such a need out there that We need to help these ladies.
And we are always looking for volunteers to help in many different areas, like Joyce was saying. I just want to thank both of you for coming and being a part of Hope Happenings today. And I hope that you enjoy being a part of the show. And we really appreciate your involvement at the Hope Center and hope that we have both of you for many years to come.
Thank you, Marla, for having us on. We really appreciate that. And thank you for Channel 3 for broadcasting the show, too. So it's been a pleasure being here.
Thank you.
Well, you go and have a great afternoon.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The Hope Center is in need of volunteers. Some areas of need are housekeeping, volunteer nurses, advocates, and Cradles Child Care. If there's a particular area of the center that touches your heart, that's where you could donate your time, talent, and treasure. If you are interested in volunteering at the center, please call 825-1244 or visit our website at hopecenterconnersville.com and click on Get Involved.
The Hope Center takes the whole family approach. Because we are about strong family units, we want to share fun family treats with you that you could make and enjoy with your family.
Today I'm going to be making a Chex Mix recipe, and this is a really fun recipe that you can make with your children at home, and then you can take it to parties. Your kids could take it to class parties if they have any this fall. You could also use it as a trick-or-treat item as well. So today I'm going to take some chips, and you can use any chips that you'd like, but today I'm using Bugles, and you put about 2 or 3 cups of each item in the bowl. I'm also going to take some cereal. You can use Chex Mix or whatever your favorite cereal is, but today I'm using Cheerios, and put about 2 scoops of that as well. And this is going to be your salt and your sweets. So I'm also using pretzels. And you can use whatever kind. This one, I got the alphabet pretzels, fun for kids. So you can practice their alphabet as you're making this recipe today. And then Muddy Buddies, and you can make your own, or you could purchase the Muddy Buddies at the store. And you just put those in as well. And then I also got cashews. You can use peanuts if you'd like, but my favorite nuts are cashews, so I'm going to add cashews.
That looks really good.
And then here comes the sweets. So I have, you can use M&Ms, whatever M&Ms you would like. I have peanut M&Ms. And then I added, s'mores are really big this season, and so I picked up candy corn s'mores. And then to finalize it, I got the regular candy corn and pumpkins to give it the fall look as well. And then, after you get it all in your bowl, you're going to mix it all together. And then once you get it all mixed together, you can just set it aside, and you can decorate your bags. And you can go to the store, use brown paper bags. And here I've done a couple in advance, and I cut a bag in half, and I put ribbon around it, and you can go get any kind of ribbon you'd like. And I put a little glue on the back so that the back would hold and the ribbon wouldn't slip down. And you just wrap it around the bag. Something else you can do with your kids, you can have them paint fun fall activities on the bags, paint leaves, jack-o'-lanterns, whatever you'd like to paint on the bags. It's just really fun for the kids to get involved and to participate. And then once you get the bags all finished and they're dry, if you paint them, make sure they're completely dry. And then you're going to take your spoon and you can fill your bags. And like I said, this is really fun for trick-or-treating. You can make this mixture up and you can get the smaller bags and you can put the mix in the smaller bags and hand them out as trick-or-treaters come by your house. And it's also fun for your class parties as well. So there you have it.
Good job. I like that idea.
really good.
Yeah.
So I think if the kids are having fall parties at their school, that would be something fun that you could even send in that bag.
Absolutely. And you can do different things. You don't have to cut the bag in half. You can fill the bag and paint it as a pumpkin and tie a ribbon around the top and paint the stem green and then the bag orange and put a jack-o'-lantern face on it just like this one and tie a ribbon around it, and then they could take these into their class just like that, or you can hand them out as trick-or-treaters come by your house as well.
Well, look
That's
at
a
you
really
all crafty.
cute idea.
All right, well, I am making salted caramel candy corn bark. And the good thing about bark is it's going to be messy. You're going to break it apart. So let the kids get in there and help. So what I've done is you just get your cookie sheet, you line it with wax paper, and go ahead and lay out your pretzels. I've already done all this to save time. Just let the kids get in there and help you out. Next, you want to melt your caramel or caramel, however you say it. How do you guys say it?
I say caramel.
I say caramel.
I say caramel, so caramel is what we're calling it today. So for the sake of TV, I have went ahead and melted the caramel in this little crock pot. You just want to keep stirring it until it's smooth. And then you just want to drizzle this on. Does that not look good?
It already looks good.
It doesn't really matter if it's even or whatever, you're going to break it apart, but you do want to try and get a little bit on each one. I think my caramel has solidified a little bit, but we'll make it work.
I think the fun thing about treats like this is it doesn't have to be perfect. So if
Right.
you're not a great baker, you can just kind of throw it all together and it doesn't have to be perfect.
Well, and let your kids get in there and do this. I mean, don't they want the chance to smear caramel everywhere?
Working like this with activities like this where it's not a perfect science in baking, I think gives them confidence
Sure.
when they do graduate into actually cutting, slicing, dicing, and making the recipe following the recipe. I think it makes it a much easier transition for them.
Absolutely, I agree with that. So Emily, would you like to go ahead and cut apart the M&Ms for me and the candy corn and all that? I'm working with my solidified caramel here.
I love fall treats.
I do too. One of my favorite things
I'm,
about
I'm,
fall.
I'm not ready for fall to be here, but I do like fall treats.
Yes.
It feels like fall in the mornings. That's for
it
sure.
does.
Okay, so for the sake of TV, obviously after you put that on, you want to allow that to cool for 5 minutes, but we don't have that kind of time today, so avert your eyes while I'm a rebel and break the rules. So you want to let that kind of cool, and then you want to go ahead and melt your white chocolate. Now, for this, today I use Candy Quick, but you can certainly use this almond bark. It's really just whatever you have, whatever you prefer, just go with it. So you want to just go ahead and pour this on. Again, your caramel will be cooled, so we're just being rebels today and not cooling it.
It might give it a different feel if you kind of try to smooth it out and let it
Yeah.
swirl together. That might give it a different look.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if it was already cooled, you wouldn't be able to swirl them, so that's a great. I don't think you could mess this up. I think it's very versatile.
It's very kid-friendly. All of
It
these
is.
items today are kid-friendly, so that's what's fun about it.
Right, absolutely. And the thing about that crock pot is a little bit heavy for little hands. But the good thing about this Candy Quick is it comes in its own tray. So once you microwave it, you just take it out and you stir it, and then little hands can kind of maneuver that around a little bit. One thing that I did want to point out about the caramel is I used the caramel bits today. Because I'm not into unwrapping those each individual caramels and trying to melt those. I just wanted to dump this in with 2 tablespoons of milk and kind of just stir it till it was smooth. So we'll go ahead and smear this, kind of mix them together. Who's hungry?
I am.
Smells so good.
John and Justin will love us today. We're going to feed them here at Channel 3.
They're
They
going to want
might-
more cooking shows, I think.
They might not admit it in public, but they like cooking segments. So there's that. So now you can go ahead and I just picked up, Walmart has these, probably Kroger, Marsh, Save-A-Lot probably has these out too. They're just seasonal white candy corn M&Ms. So we'll go ahead and sprinkle those. Again, not a science, doesn't have to be perfect. Let those little hands get in there and help. Really about these fall things is you're just making memories with your kids. Who cares if it's perfect? So there's that. And then these are just the regular seasonal M&Ms, just the milk chocolate. But again, they're in the fall color, so it kind of just dresses it up.
So you have the sweet and the salty as well. So
Right.
that's good.
I mean, can you have too many M&Ms? Right? I'm just trying to get them all in every little space. And one thing that I thought, that's a lot of sweet. You do have the pretzel base, that's where the salted caramel comes in. The salt from the pretzels mixes well with the caramel. But I thought even with nuts, if you wanted to mix peanuts, cashews, whatever you like, I think that would give it a little bit more
That would be
protein,
good.
kind of cut the sweetness, right?
Yeah.
So, you want to let that go ahead and set up and cool it. And then the good thing about a bark is you can either cut it if you want it to be in uniform size squares, or you can just break it apart. And the magic of television, this is what it looks like when it's completed. So I went ahead and just kind of broke it apart. I will tell you that if you're taking it somewhere, your friends might not really speak to you anymore if you give them a piece this size, right? So you kind of want them to hang out with you, think you're cool, like what you bring. So you might want to go ahead and just give them the bigger sizes. My kids tried it last night for me, and they did say it was really sweet. So, might want to take that into consideration and not try to eat 2 or 3 pieces. So John and Justin, you all have been warned. So anyway, I hope that you like this recipe and that you do try it with your family.
That looks really
Yes.
good, and
Yeah.
I'm excited to try both of them so far. What I brought for you today is a caramel apple pie dip, and it I don't know if you girls can smell it, but I can smell it, and it smells just like caramel or apple pie.
pie.
Yeah, and bringing it in the crock pot on the way here this morning, my car smelled like apple pie. So I'm ready to taste. So this is a really easy recipe. You take 5 to 6 apples. Depending on the size, you want 5 cups total. And so I think this size, I think would probably be about 6, maybe even 7. But you core them, peel them, and then just dice them up. Throw them in the crock pot. And then you want to take a half a teaspoon of ground cinnamon and a pinch of nutmeg, a pinch of salt, and then I used a jar of caramel sauce. You just pour it all over the crock pot, or all over the apples in the crock pot, and you give it a good stir. You set it on high for about 2 hours, and you just let it be. So while that is cooking, then you want to you can either use store-bought or you can make your own pie crust. So for today, I just used the store-bought. So you just take a roll of pie crust. And this is really easy. And I don't know if your moms made homemade pies as when you were a kid, but part of my favorite thing when my mom would make homemade pie was she would always give us a treat with the leftover pie crust. She would roll it out and then sprinkle it with sugar, or like put butter on it and then sprinkle it with cinnamon and sugar and bake it, and it would just be a little treat extra every time she would make homemade pie. So this is
good.
kind of along that same line. So you just roll out your pie crust, and then you can either use milk if you want to go on the lighter side, or butter, and I brought butter today because we aren't having enough calories already. So you just want to spread the whole pie crust you want to baste it as much as you can with the butter. Make sure every part of the pie crust is covered.
I'm going to hold that for you.
Thank you. My family, as soon as they see these ingredients, they get excited. Because
Right.
this
They know
is-
what's coming.
Yeah,
huh?
it's kind of like apple pie, but a quick version of it. So if you like apple pie, but you really don't have the time to make it, this is, like I said, it takes 2 hours for the apples to cook in the crock pot, but this part is like 20 minutes.
Right.
So you spread that with butter, and then here I have cinnamon and sugar, just 2 tablespoons of sugar and a half a tablespoon of cinnamon, and you just want to coat it all over. I really like cinnamon and sugar on my
Right.
toast, and so I don't think you can ever have too much.
Right, I agree with that. Sprinkle away, my friend. We'll be eating that later.
Yes, we will. So once that is done, you can use a knife, but I have my pizza cutter, and you just want to cut it into strips. They don't have to be anything fancy or even. Just much easier with the pizza cutter than I
Absolutely.
think would be. Whoops, with a knife. And then let's
Excuse
just
me.
do one right here. It's kind of not really straight.
Cinnamon and sugar.
Yes, I am.
So before you bake it, you want to separate these pieces because it will puff up just a little bit. So you separate them out. This is super easy, right?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Okay, so just separate them out just a little bit. This will go into a 350-degree oven for 10 minutes. And when they come out, you have little strips of cinnamon and sugar goodie.
Yum.
That's your pie dough. And so then for the trash section, for the caramel apple pie part, I already have this made. I hope this doesn't melt that.
No, it's fine.
Is
That
you
looks
smell
good.
it? It almost
Oh,
smells
man.
like a apple cider, like
It
a
does smell like
fall
cider.
cider. So yes, and then you just scoop it out. You can use the sticks and like dip it. What I did last time that I made this, I just put the strips in the bottom of the bowl, and then I scooped this on top. And
So it's kind of like a crust.
yes, kind of like the crust to the pie, and then of course ice cream. And I
Oh.
didn't bring ice cream today. I
I would definitely add ice cream to
I
mine.
really thought about it, but I didn't bring ice cream today, so I'm sorry for that. But this is amazing, and it's a very quick version of an apple pie. It's called apple pie dip.
Looks good.
I'm really excited to try all of these.
know. Yes.
And I hope that you will try all of these with your family soon. Please send us pictures with you and your children or grandchildren making these treats. The email address is hopecenter.admin@gmail.com, and we will be happy to show your pictures on Hope Happenings next month.
Also, we want to thank Rush County New Salem Lions Club for their generous donation to Hope. Thank you for watching Hope Happenings. Join us next month as we focus on Pastor Appreciation Month, banquet recap, and more fall treats.
Visit our website at hopecenterconnersville.com or like us on Facebook.